But first I want to answer the question, how do you know that a story idea is good? And the answer to this question is that if an idea excites you and gets you fired up to write, that's how you know the idea is good. It can be
Simple. Seriously, it's literally that simple. Yeah, yeah, 100%. It's literally that simple. I mean, it does help if like you share the idea, and it also gets like someone else excited as well. I don't want to say just excited, but they feel some type of dopamine, I guess, from hearing your idea, and they agree with your idea. That helps too. But yeah, as long as you truly like the idea, or maybe love, I don't know, but as long as you really want to write the idea down, write it. That's all that matters. Is all what it comes down to. Belief, how much you believe in it. You believe in it, not others. You how much you believe in the idea, and others will believe it once you believe it.
All right, now let's get into those tips I have for you today. I've got 6 of them, and the first one is to combine ideas. And usually the way that you come up with a unique idea is you take the one idea that inspires you and you combine it with another idea, another unrelated idea. And the second idea, it could be the total opposite of your first idea, or it could be something that's just out in left field.
Okay. So, yes, 100% combined ideas. You know what's the first thing I thought of, right? Is when people say, step out, consume some genres, consume other stories to brainstorm ideas for your own story. This is where it helps combining ideas. This is literally what I do. Let's say I'm watching a show, right? Let me give you a quick example. Let's say I'm watching a show about like medieval time with kingdoms and knights and stuff, and I'm writing a story about, similar setting and stuff like that. While I'm watching the show, I'm thinking about, not really thinking, but like, it's coming across my mind, my own story while I'm watching, because there's some similarities, of course. And if I see something I like that's going on in the show or in the book I'm reading, I'm like, okay, this could honestly be complementary to this idea that I have for my story, and I could see where how those two ideas could intertwine, could be put together to create like a grander idea, I guess. So let me give you a quick example. You know how I always see the fact that when it comes to stories of a medieval time, let's say, I always see, you know, good prince. The prince is like the chosen one, I guess. And is good prince, bad king. Like the king is corrupt, he's bad and everything, and he's like causing chaos in the kingdom and like being a tyrant, right? And usually is the case where like the prince has to like, maybe he has to leave the kingdom, come back and save it or whatever, or the kingdom is overtaken, and it's up to the prince or whoever is the chosen one to come save the kingdom. But I was thinking to myself, what about the opposite, right? Like, let's take that idea, and let's take another idea I have. Like the idea I had was like, let's flip it, let's make it where it's good king, very honorable king, everyone respects him, but the prince is entitled. He's very entitled, and people don't really respect him because he's the prince. They kind of have to, in a way, a little bit, just because of the social hierarchy and everything. But in my story, the prince is still the main character. This is the thing, the prince is still the main character. But you know how usually it's the case where you know the corruption of the kingdom is already happening, and is up to the main character to save it. Well, let's say in this one, right, the kingdom is actually prospering, is actually doing very well, is in its golden age, like is doing amazing. But the fear is that the prince, seeing his habits and how he's behaving, let's say the council members or whatever, they notice his behavior, and they see and they notice that, okay, if this continues and this person, this prince right here becomes king, then I could see the downfall of the kingdom. They could literally see the vision. So they decide to kick him out of the kingdom and put him through the journey so that he could develop himself and make sure that vision doesn't come true. Because right now the kingdom is doing very well, but they could see right now that if this prince continue the way he's continuing to act, the downfall of the kingdom is upon them. So that's kind of how I like to combine ideas, just taking little, not niches, but little ideas, like little things that people I know they love, like seeing these types of things when it comes to medieval stories. But just flipping it, just putting a little twist to it. Kind of like it's kind of in a way combining ideas. Not really combining, actually. Now that I think about it, it's more like just taking an idea and like twisting it and morphing it into like a different scenario. I guess like, what if this happened? I guess, but I think you understand what I'm saying for the most part. I think hopefully what I said made sense. But yeah, this definitely is a good way to expand your ideas for your story.
You'll combine two ideas. And if you do this correctly, if you combine two unrelated ideas, this should light a fire in your mind.
I love how he did this when I was doing that earlier. Like, I don't know. That was just funny to point out.
Tip number 4, include meaningful subplots. Keyword meaningful. And not every story will have a subplot or a supporting plot. Sometimes if you're writing like a short story, if it's 1,000 words, 2,000 words, whatever it is, you're probably only going to have the main plot that just goes straight through.
Okay, subplots. One thing I would say about subplots though is like, be careful with subplots. I think he said that just a minute ago, but yeah, I really like to focus on subplots, especially if it's like a book series. When it's a book series, it really helps when you have a lot of other plot lines going. It really helps if there's other plot lines going. It really helps when there's a lot of other plot lines happening at the same time, or just happening in general. It doesn't have to be at the same time. But yeah, it's definitely, I wouldn't say it's tricky. What I would say is, I guess it's self-explanatory. Like he said, it's meaningful subplots, and I'm assuming what I mean by meaningful is it connects to the main plot, or it helps support it. Like it helps build up the main plot line that is driving, the story. So like the one thing I think about is like the relationship between two characters, right? And let's say, for example, they fight crime together, right? And it's going well. That the main plot is them having to complete a mission, and this is to save the world. But the subplot is like their relationship. Like, let's say they're together, or maybe they actually went through a breakup and now they hate each other, but they still have to work together to complete this mission. So like the subplot is like, well, can they repair their relationship, their connection, as they try to like save the world? And that's meaningful because it connects with the major plot line. Like, depending on their connection could drastically impact how well the mission goes. So I think that's what he means by meaningful subplots. And there, truthfully, when I was thinking about with book series, that's one thing I think about when it comes to book series. Like, what is the subplots that are going on in a book series? It's like you gotta make sure you understand what's going on in each book. Because one thing I be thinking about when it comes to book series is like, okay, we have this main plot that's going on. If it's gonna continue on to book 2, then the subplots, you gotta make sure, like, okay, some subplots you gotta categorize it. Like, okay, I don't really need to have this subplot until book 2, right? Some things can be left over. Like you gotta like organize these things. You gotta, I don't know, I feel like I'm not explaining it that well. I'm just like repeating myself. Honestly, I kind of need to probably make my own video about subplots. Honestly, because I need to get my thoughts together. Because I actually talked to somebody about it because he was writing like a book series. Like, I think he was writing like 3 or 4 books, and I was like, we need to really pay attention to the subplots that are going on, because some of the things you're talking about, we don't really have to focus about it. We don't really have to focus on it until the next book. That's what made me start thinking about subplots when I was working with that person. But I definitely need to make a video on it because for some reason my brain is not connecting the dots as I thought it would be right now. So I'm just gonna let him explain it for now.
If you're writing those larger scale stories, then you're going to include subplots. You might include one or you might include multiple, but you'll include things like a romantic subplot, or maybe it involves a mentor or a
What did I just say?
betrayal, or there's a lot of different possibilities with subplots. Tip number 5 is active and passive research.
Okay, I don't know what he's about to talk about, but the first thing that came to my mind is the concept I thought of. I don't know if I got this from somewhere actually. Maybe I did. But one thing I thought of recently was passive and active thinking. And this is mainly for busy people, right? So let's say you have like a 9 to 5 and you're trying to write out a story. Whatever writing time you have for your writing session, I don't care if it's 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, 1 minute. but yeah, basically what I think about it is use that time as like your active thinking time for your story, coming up with ideas, scenes, characters, whatever, world building. And then when I think about passive thinking is like, okay, it really helps if you like write down questions for yourself for like the next scene or whatever you're thinking about your characters or ideas or anything. And let's say you go to your 9 to 5 or something, because you had that active thinking time earlier that day or whatever, you're able to brainstorm some stuff, ask yourself some questions. Now when you're doing other stuff, your brain could passively come up with solutions, come up with new ideas, because you spent time actively thinking about your story earlier that day. So that's one thing, one of my major tips, especially for busy people who have other priorities and other responsibilities in life. Active and passive thinking. I don't know if that's going to be related to what he's going to talk about, but yeah, that's just a quick summary of like one of the strategies. I might make a in-depth video on that alone, because that was just like a broad vague idea of what I'm talking about.
Research is a great way to gather information that you can use to flesh out your stories. And I'd say there are 2 types of research, and the first one is active research. And this is when you know the subject matter of your story and you deliberately learn more about it. You go out and you seek more information. For instance, maybe you wanted to write a book about mountain climbing, and what you did, you would go out and you'd get books and documentaries on the subject. You might even interview someone with mountain climbing experience, and that would help you flesh out your story. You'd be deliberately seeking out that information. Then there's also passive research, and this is when you let life come to you. You just go through your life and you let inspiration hit you. Maybe you're at the grocery store and you see someone acting in a strange way, and that inspires one of your characters. Or you overhear a conversation, or you have an experience, or maybe you even just watch a movie that
Yo, I gotta see. I just thought of is like, oh man, you guys ever had those moments where like an idea just pop up randomly? You're just doing the most random thing, an idea just pop up. It's like, oh my god, it's like a moment of freeze. It's like, hey, like, oh my god, it's like everything is aligning. All the stars are aligning at the most random time. And it's like, wait a second, like, where's my phone? I need a pen and paper. I need something to write this down. And it's like, you gotta stop what you're doing. Oh my god, it's the worst thing when it happens at work. Like, you're in the middle of work and it just happens. Oh, that gotta be one of the worst things ever. Especially if you have a responsibility to do something, and it's like, god, I need to write this idea. Like, that's, because the thing is too, is like, once you have it, it's like you don't want to lose it, so you just keep it in your mind. Like, you're not even in reality, you're not existing in life right now. You're in your head, like you're in your imaginary world. Just because the new idea that just randomly pop into your head. So I wonder, those moments for you, like, what your reaction, like, how do you handle those situations, because it's one of the funniest things. Like when it happens to me, it's like a moment of like freeze. It's like a freeze frame. Like, oh my god, I see the light. All the answers is coming to me. I see the answers to the universe. It's kind of like that type of moment. But I do have to admit though, I me myself in particular do need to do more active research for the most part. So yeah, that's definitely something I need to work on. You let me know if this tip actually helps you a lot when it comes to ideas, because it's something I need to explore more as a writer, is doing research, and especially when it comes to understanding the world. Like when you're doing world building, that's when I noticed I need to do a lot of research. That definitely, for sure. So you let me know if research truly helped you when it comes to writing your story or outline or anything like that.
And this is actually what happened to me with my book Entry Wounds. And if you're not familiar with it, it's about a guy who picks up a haunted gun and he can't put it down till he kills 6 people with it. Now, when I first wrote the book back in 2018, I had this rough idea of a guy who had a gun stuck to his hand, and there was a lot of shootouts going on, but there was no real substance to the plot. It was just craziness and nothing important happened. And so I shelved it, and I came back to it a year later in the summer of 2019, and this was after I was thinking about the TV series Dexter. I'm a big fan of Dexter. I think I was rewatching some episodes at that point, and I got the idea, why don't I take that idea of Dexter, that serial killer who only kills bad guys, and why don't I apply it to the haunted gun? So what I did was I had a regular guy, he's just like a school teacher, he picks up this haunted gun, and then he has to kill 6 people with it, and he has to rationalize how he's going to go about doing it. And that's where the story really came alive for me.
Okay. Just like I was saying earlier when he mentioned about the combined ideas, like that's exactly what I'm talking about. Like I love when I'm able to watch shows, and this is why I recommend, if you're writing a story, watch what is similar to what you're writing, because then you get ideas easily. Like I wouldn't say easily, but it's much easier for inspiration to come when you're seeking for it, I guess. Or not really, you're not really seeking for it, but you're around an environment that could bring upon these inspirations. Like it makes it easier for inspiration to swing by your way. Right? Okay, recap. Combine ideas, connect ideas to other story elements, create goals and conflict. Yeah, these are great advice, great tips for sure. Hopefully this video truly helped you. I'm talking about his video. I don't know if my video helped at all. I don't know. I just wanted to give my perspective and things, and based on my experience. Yeah, for sure. These definitely helped a lot. But what truly helped me is sharing my ideas with others, because when I do that, man, my one book story ideas turn into a book series all of a sudden. Yeah, and yeah, just to let you know, and I appreciate you for watching all the way to the end, and shout out to Brandon and your channel. This was a really good video. 100% great video. I definitely will leave a link in the description down below with this video, even though probably people already know about you already, but yeah, I'll do it anyways. But yeah, in case, oh man, I have a lot of tabs. Where is it? But yeah, and in case you need help with your outline, you can click the link down below in the description. Yeah, I definitely can help you when it comes to your outline. If you need feedback, or if you need ideas, like in the video, if you need help expanding your ideas, anything like that, I can work with you when it comes to book series, or just brainstorming for your outline, or if you just need a review of your outline, feedback, just to have someone else's perspective on it. You could definitely book a consultation call with me. Okay, I don't know what happened there, but hopefully it works on your end. But yeah, you could definitely book a consultation call with me. Just pick a time, and of course you put your name, your email, where you want to be, Google Meet, Discord, whatever. It doesn't really matter to me. Put the genre, link your outline so I could review it. I prefer Google Docs, of course, but it doesn't really matter. You could put Microsoft Word, PDF, doesn't matter. Yeah, and then you put any questions, any concerns you have about your outline, so I could focus on those parts when I'm reading through your outline. And make sure you give me enough time to read through your outline. If you know you have like a 5-page outline, please give me some days to read through it before meeting with you. So yeah, just this really is just to help you make sure you're fully confident in the work you put in your outline, to feel fully prepared in writing your first draft. So yeah, go book a call with me if you feel like you would like some assistance or anything or another perspective. But yeah, anyways, I appreciate you for watching the video. Let me know your thoughts. Also, let me know any ideas you have when it comes to I should say ideas. Any tips you have when it comes to expanding your story? Like, let me know like if anything was missing in the video, and definitely will read that and we'll have a discussion in the comment section down below. So yeah, thank you for watching, and I hope you have an amazing day. Peace.